Hi, everyone, and welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who enjoy drinking and discussing anime. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Hannah, and we'll be watching Ouran High School Host Club. And just fair warning, we will be watching this as a dub and not a sub. Don't come at us. Other disclaimer is that there will be spoilers, so if you don't want to be spoiled, pause and watch the episode yourself and then come back and listen along. We will also be going over explicit content and we'll probably say some pretty explicit things, so listener, beware, and it's to your own discretion.
We hope you enjoy. Pour yourself a drink and join us. Hi, everyone, and welcome to Baka Bitches. We are two 30-something-year-olds who enjoy drinking and discussing anime. I'm Stephanie.
And I'm Hannah.
And tonight we are drinking a holiday-themed mixed cocktail, which is something different because we got one of those really fun variety packs
Sampler.
of just different
Like there was a martini.
themed beverages. It was a mistletoe martini.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer dashing through the snow. All these drinks that we don't actually know what the flavors are.
Yeah.
Mixed with rum and vodka and some gin.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's a lot of things.
And that's why I'm getting blitzed.
Isn't that the name of one of Santa's reindeer?
Blitzen. Yeah.
Blitz.
Yep. Yeah, Blitz.
All right. Tell us what this week's episode is about, Hannah, before we start butchering it.
Absolutely, before we get too off track. This is episode 4, and it is called Attack of the Lady Manager. Okay, so it is Renge Hoshakuji. A French otaku arrives at the host club, claiming to be Kyoya's fiancé because he looks like an anime character she idolizes. She declares herself club manager and decides to make a film highlighting the host's darker sides to attract more clients. As they film, she enlists 2 male students to play villains, but they take offense at being typecast by parents and push Renge away. Haruhi intervenes and loses a contact lens, though it looks as if she's crying, eliciting Tamaki's support. Haruhi clarifies that she is not hurt and helps Renge understand that it is better to accept people as they are than who you want them to be. As they chat, Kyoya breaks the camera lens to destroy what he deems violent footage that would damage the club's reputation, but later edits existing footage to sell to their customers. Renge now crushes on Haruhi.
Of course. Of course she does.
Yeah, of
because
course.
why wouldn't she?
Because everyone does.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely everyone.
Including the entire host club.
Absolutely.
I feel like this is a really deep theme that came across in a very lighthearted way.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the entire premise of the show. Mm-hmm. But really this episode in particular, just that, people aren't always what they seem.
Yeah, and we do tend to judge people for just kind of outer appearances or initial interactions, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. And so we automatically judge a person when in reality waters could very much run deeper than that.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
You can be completely wrong about a person. Granted, admittedly, that doesn't stop me from initially judging someone, but I'm always very open to being pleasantly surprised. Oh. You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, not really, because I'm always right about everyone that I judge, which is everyone.
I'm not. I'm wrong, all the time.
Wow.
I know. That's why we compliment each other so well.
I was right about you.
I was very wrong about you.
Oh, no. Whoa! Shots fired.
I'm I'm just kidding. No. Like, anyways, okay. We should talk about the anime episode and not actually our personal friendship at this point in time.
Okay.
Maybe later.
Sure.
Later as an
Here for
extra.
it.
I'll cry about it later. It's fine.
What was the first thing that stood out to you in this episode?
So the first thing, I know I said it kind of briefly when we were rewatching it to freshen up. We were watching it together. And when it first opens up, we just are introduced to Renge right off the bat. And it's in her room, I guess in France or whatever, because she's a fancy lady. And she's in the dark in her room, and she has all of these plushies and memorabilia dedicated to this one character from what they call an otome game. And it's basically, that translates roughly from Japanese to a game for girls, roughly.
Oh, yeah. Like a dating sim game.
It is. It is absolutely a dating
Life sim game, yeah.
And that, honestly, I was like, oh, this is me.
I was going to say, this is me
Yeah.
whenever I play Fire Emblem or like Rune Factory, and I could be the only female bachelorette and have 6 desirable men of different types competing for my attention.
I'm here for it.
And I get to pick.
Yeah.
Or I could simultaneously date all of them.
I love it. I love it. I'm here for
too.
it. And I've, like, aside from, I've dabbled in Fire Emblem, but not too much. But I have played specifically games like Renge is playing, where it is literally just a game about dating a specific sim. Like, there is a bunch out there for your phone, and so, you know, I can just be like, I'll download this one. This one looks good.
Dating a sim?
Yeah.
Do we want to talk about me dating a real actual sim?
Yes.
Jason Mimosa instead of Jason Momoa.
Yes, it's
Guys,
Mimosa.
my entire Sim City was just me. It was just a fucking sausage fest. Me and every single person ever. We had our, like, Harry Potter house, like Hogwarts
Harry
house.
Potter house, I love it.
That mansion just had every single eligible bachelor from Harry Potter in there.
I love it. I'm living for this.
Jason Mimosa living in his own house.
Did he slither in?
I slithered in there. Every night I was up in there.
Fair.
Every single one of the hot Avengers was in another house.
Oh, okay, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I get it.
Dating
I get
sim.
it.
Dating
yeah.
sim.
So I was like, oh yeah, that, like, I don't do it all the time, but when I get into that mood to play those kinds of games, I am, like, in that zone.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, the way she was
You're
just sitting there in the dark.
disconnecting from reality
I'm like,
into something else.
I'm spending time with my husbando, you know, and so I was like, oh yeah, I can relate to that. I have those moments where I am in the dark, I am on my phone, laying in my bed, like, playing these silly little games, and it's great, and it's fun, it's a great distraction. But she takes it...
I was going to say, you're not so deluded.
No.
See a character. Well, granted, anime does not look like real life.
No, it does not. There are no lines blurred with that.
If anyone came out with those big-ass bug eyes...
I'd be scared.
Yeah, you'd be a little scared.
That's a little intimidating.
But granted, if you were to see a real-life, for instance, celebrity...
Absolutely.
And then see their doppelganger, you would not automatically be like, you are this person.
Right. Well.
You would
still. Sure. Yeah.
I feel like you still have the mental capacity to be like, understood, this is a projection of who I want you to be.
But also, hot damn.
But also, and then also keeping in mind that they have to also equally want you in real life the same way that they want you in a video game that's structured to want you.
Yes. It is all
She's
scripted.
not my real life at all.
Yeah.
All the undesirability.
So poor Renge.
Poor Renge.
Poor Renge.
I mean, also First of all, poor Renge because her parents named her Renge.
Yeah, what is... Look, okay.
What is that?
Should I look up, like, maybe there's a nice meaning behind it?
It means, like, beautiful, lovely
Meaning
lily
behind
of the moonlight.
Renge name.
With soft tears on your face.
It's a very hard name. Okay. Referring to lotus flower that is sacred to Buddhists as well as Hindus. Okay. So it is a lotus flower that's sacred to religious people of the Hindu and Buddhist religion.
No comment.
That's fine. That's fine. But Renge just, it's a very hard name. Like, just, it's just in the mouth. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it's fine.
All
It's
right.
fine, though. You know, I mean, I
We
would
love you.
probably
If
go
you're
by a
listening,
nickname.
your name is Renge. We're here for it.
You know, it's nothing against you.
You know what? Name Stephanie is stupid. It's stupid.
Honestly, Hannah, a palindrome? Like, really? Really? Oh, and my middle name is generic and bland, and it's everyone else's middle name.
Oh, tell me off air later.
Oh, okay.
I really
Will
wanna
do.
know it.
Yeah, you don't know my middle name? I don't think I know your middle name. Oh, no. We haven't...
We've been friends for like 8 years.
Oh, this is bad.
What's going on your tombstone?
What's your favorite color, by the way?
Hannah has no middle name that anyone has been disclosed of. Oh boy. Okay.
My parents might remember. I don't know.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably
Just
not.
kidding.
It's generic.
Okay. So when Renge finally, she's sitting alone in this room.
Yeah.
Playing her Sims.
Yeah.
And then gets shown a picture.
Yeah.
And then is like, but Daddy, you said I could have anything that I want. And I want him.
Yep.
And then the next thing you know, she's taking her private fucking jet.
Right.
And is leaving. And she's just like, hey, bye.
Like, that thing looked like it was about to, like, run over the Eiffel Tower to get to her man.
And then very deceivingly, she's shown, like, peeking around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Spying on the host club, like, hesitant. She doesn't know if she wants to come in.
Yeah, she's, like, very shy all of a sudden when so far all we know about Renge is that she is obsessed with this one specific character from this one otome game. And she's loud. She is very loud. She is in your face.
Very obnoxious.
Very. That voice, man.
Obnoxious.
I thought my voice was bad. That one is a little screechy. Yeah. So, you know, she's made out to be this really, aside from being obsessive over this one character, she's very opinionated, very, this is what I want, so I'm going to go for it.
I can appreciate that to an extent.
I love it. I'm here for that kind of confidence.
It's a little over the top. I think because of what she's pursuing.
Yeah.
Because she's pursuing a relationship with someone she doesn't know. Mm-hmm. Now, she took that passion and was like...
She thinks she knows
And she was like, this is my passion and cooking. Or this is my passion and art. This is my passion and mathematics. Okay, I feel like it would be much more admirable than being like, this is my passion. Man in a video game that I'm putting on this person I don't actually know.
Yeah.
And she knows she doesn't know him. She's just like so deluded.
She tends to blur lines for sure because she's like she's there. The host club finally spots her after doing all of the typical host club shenanigans.
Okay, so who has spotted her first?
It would be, wasn't it Tamaki?
The twins.
Oh, it was the twins.
After what happened with the twins.
Oh, gosh. Like, so much more twincest.
So much.
So much more. Like, we're going to point this out every episode because
it needs to be pointed out. This needs to stop. If you're a twin and you're doing this, don't do this.
Stop.
We're asking you, please. Please don't do this.
Please don't.
Okay, so they're first of all twincesting, and then they're being super weird about it.
Yeah.
With the lovey-dovey cupping of the faces.
And like, they were saying, there was so much.
Getting dressed and undressed.
Like, and they were like, the twins were like, my mom or our mom. made all of these kimonos that the host club is wearing
But I'm going to
today.
be the only one taking it off
our
of you.
grandma helped us get dressed. And I'm like, ew, but all right, I guess it's a little complicated, but okay. Even though it's all, like, loosely hung on their bodies anyways.
Artistically draped.
Artistically, ever so delicately draped, so that you see these scrawny boy chests. I mean, because
sexy
reality, like, okay, 2006 was a different time.
Yes.
Anorexic look was still very much in.
Oh yeah,
And
it's part of the scene.
And
look.
that was also, like, for the boys too, I guess. And so you see these scrawny, like, teenage boys. And granted, I don't expect any teenage boy to have, like, a ton of ripped muscles, like they're, like, you know, like Vampire Diaries, you know, ripped muscle.
Oof, too bad.
Anyways, but that's a different podcast.
Okay.
So, but they were like, they're drawn extra scrawny. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then it's amplified even more because then they just pull Haruhi into this. Where she's eating this burnt cookie that Rengehe brought in for her love. Mm-hmm. Okay, first and foremost, who's eating food with it half hanging out of your mouth? I realize this is a Lady in the Tramp thing, but she is not a dog. We see this a lot in anime, right? Like, the girl is running late for school. She's got the toast in her mouth, and she's running to school.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like this scene right here, where he's got this burnt cookie half in her mouth, and she's chewing it and eating it.
It's crispy.
But she's not holding it.
Like a normal human being.
I don't understand where this happens.
Honestly, if a cookie
I have so many questions about this.
If a cookie is hanging from my mouth and I'm not even holding it, that usually means I'm laying in bed and have given up for the rest of the day.
Yeah, and then there's just fucking crumbs all over the place.
Fucking crumbs all over the goddamn carpet.
So, yeah, absolutely. So, but what is happening here? She's just passively munching a cookie that Rengehe has brought in to impress her love.
Yeah.
I brought you these cookies. And everybody's talking about the cookies are gross. Don't eat them. Spit them out. They're bad for you.
Yeah.
And Haruhi's over here trying to, you know, she's looking at the best. Like, actually, the flavor's pretty good.
The flavor's good. I'm here for it.
Cookie half in her mouth. First of all, she's talking. She's got a cookie in her mouth.
Yep.
She has no hands on this cookie, just half cookie in her mouth. And then one of the twins swoops in and just full Lady in the Tramp sit.
Yeah. Like,
bites off half the cookie. She now, even though has somehow only had a cookie in her mouth, we've never actually seen her hold it with her hands. There's now a cookie on her cheek.
Yeah, there's like crumbs
How is
of
there
it on her cheek.
Cookie crumbs on her cheek?
She's a messy bitch, Stephanie.
How did this happen?
She messy.
So then the next twin comes up and just licks it off her face.
Oh, you got crumbs on your cheek.
And to me, this is funny what the twins are doing because they're clearly just doing this to get under Tamaki's skin.
Oh, obviously.
They're not doing this for any romantic interest in Haruhi,
Nope.
but...
Not really, or maybe a little, but not enough to the level of Tamaki.
Right, but I just,
I know.
Why? And I just wanted to talk about the cookie thing because who eats like this? Who eats like this?
But let's put a positive twist on this. At least for once, because of this instance, the twins finally are giving someone else affection aside from their fucking brother.
Okay. It's a win. It's a win for the episode.
A small win.
Okay, it's a win.
But we'll take it.
Okay, it's a win.
It's like,
moving on.
Okay.
I agree. You know what? This is the first time in anime history in our now 4 episodes that we'll ever agree.
Oh, okay. We're just going to fight from here on out.
I feel like we have. I feel like every time we're like, let us know. Who's right? Is it Hannah or Stephanie?
It's me. I'm always right.
You are more anime invested than I am.
Kidding. Yeah, I just,
But I'm half Japanese, so...
it evens out.
I know.
More or less.
Sure.
You'll automatically get, like, you know.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a thing.
Yeah. You get stars for that.
Okay, so then the main precipice of this episode is Renge calls everybody lukewarm.
Yeah.
And wants everybody to change except
For
her love.
Kyoya. you were looking for that name so hard.
I was looking for
You're
his
like,
name.
glasses guy!
I swear I'm the Asian one.
It's fine.
Okay,
it's fine.
so except for him. So she wants everyone to have a dark backstory because it's compelling. Everybody loves a good backstory.
Everyone loves a bad boy.
So she starts dictating what their stories are going to be. Mm-hmm. So Honey
Yes.
is the baby thug.
Baby thug.
Baby thug.
Very intimidating.
Takashi, Honey's childhood flunky friend.
Yeah, flunky. Where did that... I mean...
Flunky.
If you're a thug, and usually this is kind of typical in, like, Japanese animation, is if you're a thug, usually that's just assumed, like, if you're a teenager, that you've dropped out. You are a flunky. So they're both technically flunkies.
They're basically the same.
Yeah, basically.
Big baby flunky.
Yeah.
Big flunky.
Yeah. Silent flunky.
And then we have the twins, which the only thing I wrote for them was basketball players with a question mark.
Basically.
Because I don't understand, like, the main issue is that one of them got a little bit hurt and then they went from playing basketball to being out in the rain together.
Yeah, it was a wild transition.
I'm not really sure what happened with that one, but I rewatched that part multiple times and I couldn't.
You were like, did I miss something? Did I black out?
I'm not really
did not black
sure
out.
what the part there is besides they're just basketball players.
Yeah, that's it.
And then we have Haruhi, who's the honor student who's bullied.
Which, to be fair, that's literally her life.
That's basically it. Tamaki, the lonely prince.
Yes, and he plays that good. Where he... And I don't know, maybe it's just because he's so dramatic all the time that he plays it well. He goes into it. As soon as it was assigned by Renge to him, he was all about it. He was here for it. He's like, I will play this role so hard. And he goes for it. I was moved. I was moved at his, like, I just hate that people judge me for my good looks and I'm more than that.
Oh,
and
yeah. I hate when people judge
dramatic.
me for my good looks.
Yeah,
it's
same.
the worst.
Same.
Every time it happens.
It's exhausting.
If it's ever happened, if it ever will happen.
It probably has.
A
lot. You just don't know. You just don't know.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
So...
And then...
This all gets compiled because they're shooting a video.
Yes. This is all the reason that they're doing this is because Renge's like, we need to shoot this movie.
For what purpose?
For the host club.
Promotion?
Yeah, promoting the dark side of these hosts. Because she thinks that they're so one-dimensional that the host club, which has been very popular at school, is going to close up shop. And because Kyoya is the mastermind, the financier, he comes up with all of the ideas of the host club. She's like, oh no, my baby cannot have his work shut down. So she throws herself into the title of, what is it? Like,
Lady manager.
Lady manager, yes.
Lady manager.
So she's managing. And she has managed...
She has executive leadership capabilities, Hannah.
For whatever reason, but alright.
Because she's
I don't
bossy.
know. She definitely overtakes everyone. Which is very different from when we first saw her being shy and peeking around the corner at everyone. But she's back to the old Renge stuff. So, she's made them shoot this movie, and of course, they hire this really special Hollywood crew to come out and shoot everything. Like, it's a whole deal.
Always extra.
And I love this little shout out. But they're like, do you know the director that she hired? And everyone's like, and
what was that? Yes.
And they're like, oh yeah, that director directed Millennium Snow. And Millennium Snow is actually, and I have 2 of the manga, but it was a actual series, manga series. And I actually enjoyed the 2 mangas that I read. I don't know, did they make an anime? I can't remember. But still, I was like, oh, that's a cute little shout out.
You're looking at me. I have no idea. The only thing I know about anime is because of you.
I know. I'm so
sorry, not sorry.
It. But yeah, it's a cute little Easter egg that they threw in there, which I appreciated because I'm a fucking nerd. So anyways, they shoot all these dramatic scenes. And then during a, I guess, pause in the recording, Renge's like, look, I found these 2 dogs. And, you know, basically, and they're not, like, host club material. We can agree to that, right? They're probably drawn, like, average to below average looks. You know, they're not the most appealing, so obviously she picked these guys to be the villains and the bad guys of this movie that they're shooting. And Renge ends up hurting those 2 guys' feelings because of it, which, you know, fair. I don't want to be typecast into a movie because I look a certain way, you know?
Oh, I totally do. So if any of you guys are hiring for a half Asian who knows absolutely nothing about anime, I am your girl.
Stephanie's got it in the bag.
Yeah, knows nothing about Asian culture. 4th generation.
That's why she brings
Can't act, can't sing, can't do anything.
It's fine.
But I'm here for that paycheck.
Honestly, same. Fake it till you make it, right? Something like that.
That's all I ever do.
Same. Though I don't know if I'm really making it, but that's besides the point. So anyways, one of these boys pushes Renge because he's like, how dare you typecast me as villain because I look this way. You don't know anything about me.
I forgot about them. I didn't even put them in my notes.
Oh no.
That was the end of my notes, but you're right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's when Renge's gonna get pushed more or less into a lot of this set equipment stuff, which could be really dangerous, I guess. I don't know. It didn't look that bad to me, but anyways, Haruhi, being the valiant girl that she is, she jumps in the way and blocks Renge from getting hurt or rammed into all this stuff.
Or getting rammed.
Well,
what?
That's
what?
Just a cock block.
What?
No ramming for you. And that's exactly what Renge wants from Kyoya. Good ramming.
I think more than one person want that.
Yeah. I mean, fair.
Okay. All right.
So, anyways, so Haruhi saves the day, of course.
Of course.
And she goes on this spiel to Renge about, like, no, you can't judge people by how they look. Like, that's shallow and, you know, blah, blah, I don't know. I kind of zoned out because I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, whatever, judge, blah, blah, blah.
She's on her high horse again.
Yeah, you know, being the Mary Sue, absolutely disgusting and perfect, whatever.
We have to do an entire episode on Mary Sue's and just bring them all up.
Every single one.
Every single one from, like, mainstream anime.
Okay, I'm here for
That'd
it.
be fun.
We could do that. A one-off, a little quick one-off.
Yeah.
We should do, like, a
like
ranking.
a special is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like ranking
I
of
would
our
love
like
to rank.
best to worst.
I love ranking
or
things.
whatever. Same.
I will rank all the things.
Send us things to rank.
We will rank
do
them.
it.
Doesn't matter. We're like pasta shapes. We will rank them.
I have high opinions.
In the middle. Something super fun.
Farfalle.
Yes.
I love the little bow ties.
Okay.
Anyways. So, yeah, and then, and this whole thing, like, throughout, it's been noted that the host club can cry or whatever. They're crying a lot that day, I guess. And Haruhi, earlier in the episode, was like, why are all these tears happening? How are you guys doing it? And she bumps into one of the twins, and from the sleeve of the kimono, a little bottle of eye drops falls out. And so she's like, oh, this is how you guys have been doing it this whole time. So anyways, we flash forward to after Haruhi stops Renge from getting injured or whatever. And she's doing that whole big spiel. You see like a tear forming in one of her eyes. And Tamaki is so moved by this that he wants to step in and protect her, blah, blah, blah. You know, typical Tamaki shit. And it turns out that the way Haruhi is crying is because she had a contact in. And it was, like, falling out or, I don't know, like, irritating her eye. And that's why she cried. And he's like, oh, so that's how you cry with no eye drops or some bullshit. I'm like, okay, this is boring. This is not even creative. Like, you know, but more or less Tamaki is like, okay, you know, you've cried on demand like a real host. So you're a real host now, my boy.
My boy.
My boy, but really, my girl. Daddy's girl. Daddy.
Ooh, daddy.
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 So, more or less, Tamaki's hopes for Haruhi to maybe gain some more feminism by being around Renge, like, totally backfires, you know, which we all saw kind of coming because Haruhi does not change for anyone ever. She's peaked at 16 or whatever age she is. She's not growing. She's not gonna grow more into her feminism or whatever it is that Tamaki wanted. But, you know, Tamaki's hopes of Renge... how was it said? Like, Renge's softness or whatever it is would rub off on Haruhi or whatever it was.
Just her feminine side.
Yeah. And we were both like...
her delicate nature
yes,
or something.
Like that.
It was
we're
something
like, delicate.
very flowered.
Renge. Delicate.
Which showed them together sitting on the side of a hill.
It was very dreamy.
Wind blowing.
Mm-hmm. So nice. So beautiful.
Yeah, their hair flowing beautifully, not getting tangled up in a mess.
Yeah, no, obviously
Of course not.
No, it's perfect, picturesque, and they would just be little feminine girly girls skipping down hills or whatever. And that is absolutely not anything that Renge does, and definitely not anything that Haruhi does. So Tamaki's plan for that to happen totally explodes in his face, but I guess he might be fine with it. I don't know. But, yeah, and then we see the next day after all of that, and Renge realizes the error of her ways, that she ends up staying. Because originally she, I guess, was supposed to go back to France, where she originally came from. And she's decided, no, I'm going to stay at this school. And Haruhi was right. And now I'm interested in Haruhi.
Yay.
Yay. And Tamaki doesn't like that.
So are we going to see her again?
Absolutely. She is one of the rare characters that makes an appearance more than once. So, you know, hold on to your butts for that one. Whew, that girl. Ooh, that girl. She is something else.
Wow.
I know. What were your thoughts about some of that?
About Renge?
Yeah, about all of it. What was your biggest takeaway from this?
I think my biggest takeaway was don't be a psycho ass bitch.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
Especially you single girls out there looking to date.
And anyone who knows me personally, I'm not psycho if I'm right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, fair. I think those two correlate. I think.
Yeah, you're either psycho and wrong, or you're right and everyone else is psycho.
Yeah, you know what? I like that one better.
Yeah.
I like to think that everyone else is a psycho.
I mean, they are.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Clearly.
I'm only saying one here or whatever. Maybe?
Yeah. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I feel like there was really some good, deeper underlying themes here. Just, you can't judge a book by its cover. Just maybe, because someone looks like someone else doesn't mean they are that person.
Yeah, maybe don't be obsessed with 2D characters that much to where...
Yeah, video game life is video game life, which I do feel like now that, we're 15 plus years past this anime, that's really important now, just with video game culture and how immersive it can be.
Yeah.
And how alluring it could be to just want to escape into this reality that is not your actual reality.
It's so much more fun.
It is, as long as you can take that break and make the distinction between this is real life and this is not real life, and not becoming so obsessed and so invested in this online reality or virtual reality that you can't function in real life anymore.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like that. And we know for sure, or at least I would think we'd know. I'm just assuming at this point that had Renge's dad never showed her that picture of this, of Kyoya and his family, which are basically connected to Renge's dad, like for business purposes. Had
business.
You know what I'm saying?
But teacups,
business,
porcelain,
all
fine
the
china.
They're connected through business, and if her dad hadn't shown that picture of Kyoya, she would have stayed in that dark room obsessing over this one character. She never would have
And that's fair. She would have just stayed there. Just stay there.
Obsessed.
But don't come out in real life and pretend like that's reality.
Yeah.
Because, girl, it ain't.
She blurred a lot of lines between that game and the reality of Kyoya.
Truth.
And, Kyoya was gracious enough to snap her out of it by being like, yeah, no, I'm not going to react the way you want me to. And she's like, but you're supposed to be like, oh, this is so sweet, and you're supposed to say something positive and blah. And people are like, nah, girl, he ain't like that. He just think about money. And I'm like, that's exactly why I like him. He's a forward thinker. He's a business-minded man. He knows what he wants. But yeah, at least I would say this episode was much more topical, had much more going on in it than the last one. That's for sure. That's for sure.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So there was much more to
It was still very lighthearted, but there was a lot more to take in.
Yeah, so I guess don't judge a book by its cover. Don't think 2D men are real and place those personality traits of 2D men.
2D men aren't real.
They're not. They're only 2D.
Oh.
They are only on your screen, or, well, I guess with virtual reality that's slightly different, but they're still not real. They're not real people. I have, quote unquote husbandos or whatever. But
wow.
reality is that I'm not obsessing over them in real life. You know,
Then why haven't I met any of them, Hannah?
I can show you pictures later.
Yes. Yes.
I'll be like, this is my first husband. This is... Oh my gosh, this is getting too much. But yeah, I'll do that later for you.
I think it's just enough.
Yeah, you know, but I'm not saying like, oh my gosh, like I'm so obsessed with these characters that I think about them all the time. They're real life, that's too much. That's too much. But I can enjoy them for what they are and what the character stands for and what their personality was made to be. But other than that, like, no, I'm not going to obsess over them that much.
All right.
That much.
Well, maybe I will.
Okay.
Let's find out.
Yeah, let's do it. There's a whole world out there that I can show you.
A whole new world. Can't wait to see it. All right. Well, I can't wait for what our next episode's going to bring, but I bet it's going to be something great.
More shenanigans.
Oh, yeah. Lovely.
All right.
Baka, bye.